It's time to follow our dreams. Do you know, even if our dreams have died, dead dreams can live. Glyn Cunningham, last century, 8-year-old boy, burnt severely in a fire, couldn't have any feeling or any kind of sense within his legs, completely shot. His mother had the faith and the belief and the dream that he would be okay and held on to it. He himself had this dream that he was going to be able to walk, and because he had that dream, he pushed himself out of a wheelchair, crawled to a picket fence, lifted himself up day by day by day until he could stand. And having stood, he kept on walking along that picket fence until he could walk. And having walked, he kept on walking until he could run. And having run, he so enjoyed it. By the time he had finished college, he had become the fastest mile person, running the mile in the world. What an incredible testimony. He believed the dream. We all have dreams, and it's up to us to verbalize them. Some people will laugh and say, oh, pigs could fly. Others will be patronising. That's nice. Others will be dismissive. Oh, how lovely, dear. Others will champion us and say, if there's anyone who can do it, it's you. And so we notice these green shoots of growth. The leaves are giving hope. We don't see the full evidence of the plant, but we have enough to believe. And it's a bit like that, enough to believe. It's like faith reaching forward and bringing that which we can see, our dream, into the now. And that dream becomes a reality. And we feel it, we can see it, and we can enjoy it. And then we start making goals because we can see it, thinking, right, I'm going to do this by then. And then we have the power of achievement and the power of the intention that we're going to do it. It reminds me of Martin Luther King back in the 28th of August 1963 on the March on Washington. Celebrities were there, including Charlton Heston, Sidney Poitier, Sammy Davis Jr., Burt Lancaster, and a whole bunch of others, Marlon Brando and Paul Newman. They were all in there. And the gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson, lifted the spirits of everyone before King edged through the melee towards the podium and stuck close to his prepared notes. As he moved to the final words, there seemed to be a muted disappointment in the crowd. He too sensed this kind of feeling of falling short. He hadn't locked into the power that he had so often found. Then he heard a voice behind him. Tell him about the dream. He carried on with the lecture. Tell him about the dream, the voice said behind him again. He carried on. For the third time, tell him about the dream. Martin Luther King put his note to the side and said, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. And then we get to the speech, I have a dream. It was to change civil rights. You and I have a dream. Let's verbalize it and put that dream into action. Not all dreams will become a reality. But if you don't plant the seed of that dream and vocalize it, it never will. So take a risk. Vocalize your dream and plant it and see what happens.